conjunction, and we're just wanting to see the conjunctions themselves without having to do any of that. And you could come over here. Well, 1 second. I guess my Logos is messing up because it's streaming. Maybe they want me to pick a conjunction. Let me check. Junction. Okay. It should let me format. I don't know why it's not working here. It always messes up when you show that. Well, anyway, I'll show you a pre-existing one. All morph text in all passages in all resources. So that's probably the problem. I need to switch it to UBS, my Greek text. And Rafe, having Logos problems here. You there, Rafe?
Yes, what can I do for you?
Well, I don't think there's enough time, so I'm going to go back to giving the example of the baked cake. You know, so I have the different visual filters, and one of the visual filters that I have is, let's see, I did one for, it gives the case and the verbs, and I did this whenever I was taking Greek, Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. So I have this one turned on right now. And the benefit of picking a visual filter with the foreground is that whenever you copy and paste it in, it's going to show up. And what it's going to look like when you copy and paste it in is right here. So this does the exact same thing that the Bible web app does. And that's pretty much why I'm showing you that. Now, Logos visual filters can do a little bit more than all that. Logos can do tons of things. But the point is that you can do it the free way, or you can use your Bible software to do it. But either way, you can clearly see, you can set up different visual filters where you have your participles one color and your verbs another color and your infinitives another color and things like that. We'll do more videos on that in the future. But okay, so let me scroll down here. And I kind of done a little bit of phrasing here, not too much. But basically, I kind of wanted to put my participles and my verbs on there each line, separating things out like that. Done a little bit of indenting whenever I saw, a subordinate idea, condition, explanation, things like that. I don't think I did it all the way through. But what I was trying to do at this step is, okay, I understand I'm studying a paragraph, and I need to know the subpoints for that. And so after I find the Greek divisions, the Greek sentence divisions, so like right here, that would be one. There would be another one. And let's see, where's another one? Right here. Okay, so I would use those Greek sentence divisions to determine, this level right here of verses. Then I go, and from my phrasing, I take, okay, how many action words do I have here? Counting infinitives and verbs and all that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 3 for that. So that would make my 3 subpoints for that first Greek sentence. And I did that for the rest of the sentences throughout. And I mainly use the word action, whether I'm describing participles or verbs. And if it's a participle, I did not bold it. I left it like this. So what we see from this is that we have a participle, then we have the main verb exhorting, let us press on. Then we have another participle. And you kind of have a couple other things going on, but after I've done all of these for the whole passage, I go back and I kind of write a summary of what's going on. So I have the author exhorts Christians to press forward in maturity. Now here we see the statement, and this we would do, there's an action, if God permits, so there's a condition. And so basically I try to put a tag or a description of how I think this part of the clause is functioning to help me understand what's going on or how the action word's going on. So here in this section, you have a lot of participles, and I translated these participles as if they were nouns or what some people call substantival participles. I know that there's other arguments that they could be attributive, or they could even be adverbial participles. but I just translated them this way for simplistic purposes to basically say that there's people being described as the enlightening ones, the tasters, the made ones are the partakers, the tasters again, and then I have like the word for them, for the future, temporal, the age to come, the word extent, things like that to kind of bring out what I think that each one of those is doing, at least at the observational level. And then from that, of course, I made the summary. Uh, so going through all those steps, looking at the verbs, looking at the verbals, trying to add a descriptor before each one to try to figure out the function. I then take and I copy all of this. After I copy it and I paste it, I go back and I erase all these subpoints from the verbs. And that leaves me with just the exegetical summaries for each sentence. And then I start playing around with how do I put these together. And so I kind of had the author exhorts his audience to press forward. Kind of saw that as the main focus of the passage, what's called the subject maybe. And then the complement of that is these things right here. God is sovereign over the maturation process, and Christians have a choice to use their life to be fruitful or faithless. And then there's an illustration at the end talking about the ground that's being watered and cultivated, and it can have two results, either being productive or giving thorns. And so I take all that information and I try to make an exegetical idea from that. I say the author exhorts his audience to press forward in maturity while realizing that this is only going to occur by the grace of God and the willingness of the individual. This is supported by agricultural illustration. So that's basically it. We're going to continue to build on this by introducing, discussion of the moods of the verbs and things like this, how this can help make the outline. But you could clearly see from this video, just by using, the Bible web app, which is free, or Logos Bible software, even if you don't know Greek, you're able to find out, okay, what the verbs are and the conjunctions, and you're able to kind of make an outline, recognizing that your paragraph is the main unit, your Greek sentences are the subpoints, and then your verbal action goes underneath that. And then those, in turn, can help you describe your exegetical summaries for the sentence so that you can bring them together and hopefully come to an exegetical idea that reflects the grammar of the passage. Maybe not the syntax, maybe not the discourse, but it just at an observational step gives you idea what's going on. So if this was beneficial, please subscribe to the Layman Seminary channel, share it with others, hit the bell for notifications, and basically let us know what you think. Rafe, is there anything you want to say before we go? He must have it muted.
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Well, thank y'all. God bless.